They say to stay away from anyone that isn't quite the same. What's lost isn't worth the cost. It's time we start changing up the rules of the game. Hello.
Welcome to the Matthews and McGuire Show. I'm Mike Matthews.
And I'm Leanna McGuire.
Welcome.
We're here to entertain and enlighten, hopefully. Probably
the things that are going on today, because let me tell you something. People need to know about the greatness that they're listening to right now. No, I'm serious. They need to understand that they're listening to greatness. We are raw materials right now. We're just getting off the ground. The Matthews McGuire Show. I'm telling you right now, we are going to be on every TV show.
We're so raw that we don't even know how to record a podcast, but
we don't.
We're doing it.
You know what? Screw it. Who needs to know how to do it?
That's right.
Just start somewhere.
That's the ticket right there. So let's tell our listeners where all this started. Our whole premise, right, is to harness the power of difference.
Right.
Because this man and myself
are totally different.
Oh my God. We're so different.
You know what?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's night and day.
You are?
African American. I don't even know where to start. I'm African American.
Yeah, and I'm a female and Caucasian, so there's that. That's just the start. And
right.
then
And I'm younger.
And I'm old.
And my degree is in tech.
My degree is in medicine, nursing.
I'm from the United States.
I'm from Canada. You grew up in
the inner city of Washington, D.C.
I grew up in a small town of 9,000 people in Collingwood. I think Norman Rockwell painted my family portrait.
So if you took both of us and put us side by side, I'll give you $1 million if you find one thing that's just common between the both of us.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
And when I say older, I'm talking twice his age. I'm probably older than his mother. So when you think about it, and no, I'm not a cougar. That's not going on. Don't even just.
You know they think that.
I know that.
Every time we go out, because Leanna is beautiful. Every time they go out, they look at us and they wink at me like, yeah, Mike.
I'm gonna let you say. No, look. There's a lot of women my age winking at me too. Honey. Don't you get that wrong. But that's not going on.
No, it's not.
And I'm hoping your mother's listening, because that's not going on.
She knows.
She does know. No, really, we have a really amazing friendship, and we share a lot of opinions about stuff, but we also challenge each other's opinions, right?
Right.
And we're all about personal growth.
And that's how we met, because I believe no matter how different you are, there's something that can draw you together if you're open-minded. You know.
Right.
If you're open-minded. We met one day at Toastmasters. We both of us have, aspirations to become prominent speakers in the self-help community, and we met, standing in line to speak to Tamsin, right?
Yeah.
And we both needed some help, and we just looked at each other, and there was this moment like, wow, we both have the same goal.
Yeah, I think I said, let's get together.
Yeah, you said, let's have coffee, and I was like, sure.
Share resources, and it turned into a weekly thing. And the weekly thing's been going on for how long? 8-9 months? More?
And yeah, like a year and some change.
Almost a year. And it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago that we looked at each other and said, wait a minute.
Why are we not working together?
Because we have some really awesome conversations, and really, I've had a lot of conversations in my day because I'm older, and we have some great conversations. This guy's so enlightened, and we just decided that we were just going to start recording him, and maybe you can get something out of them. Maybe they'll make you laugh, maybe they'll make you cry, maybe they'll piss you off, but
and maybe it'll make you. It will challenge you to be more open-minded to forming relationships with people that are outside of your realm. They're outside of your comfort zone, outside of your demographic and things that you're used to. Get out of it. Get out of it. how could you benefit from being around people who are the same skin color as you, who are the same age as you, who grew up the same way you grew up, who have the same political beliefs, who like the same things you like? You guys are the same. You're like Siamese twins. Nothing is different. You're not getting a different perspective. You're not learning anything. You guys are just, I don't know, hugging on the things that you guys share with each other.
Yeah, I mean,
what's different?
Yes, and it's been such a growth opportunity for me to hear your perspective and vice versa. Whereas most people my age, here's the thing that happens with the age thing. Most people my age would think a couple of things. Like, first of all, they think, what can I learn from this guy because he's just young and stupid? Well,
Right.
He's young, but he's not stupid. And the other thing that happens is that we have a tendency from my demographic to think, oh, they're not going to want to talk to me. I'm just old and, you know, they won't want to hear from me at all. And I don't know, I mean, the guys that you hang out with, when they think about, I mean, really, are they all lining up to be friends with a 50-year-old woman? I'm thinking not.
No, well, a lot of them, they would like to. I don't think any of them, like, frown on it, but they say, well, how do you do it? Like they think it's some sort of complication behind it, some sort of, like, you know, find the square root of that behind it. And it's not that serious. It's not. It's just, I think you have to be first comfortable with yourself and then open-minded to, you know, share that difference with someone else.
Well, and you know what? The other thing I think is key is that people, when they look at potential for friendship between people like Mike and I, they look at the things that are different from each other, right?
Right.
They look at the skin color. They look at the age. They look at where we grew up. They look at our backgrounds. The thing that I love about the relationship that Mike and I have is we don't look at any of that.
No.
And really, I think that is the premise of what it is we're trying to do here. We're trying to get, am I wrong maybe?
No, you're right.
I think that's what we're trying to get people to do, is to not look at that stuff.
To get past it.
My God, seriously, it's 2015, people. This needs to stop. I don't see any of that with him. I see another human being who's enlightened and intelligent and has stuff to offer, who challenges me. That really is all that needs to be.
That's it.
Friendship
because
related.
People stop at that, you know.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is internal. Honestly, I think it's not like people don't want to make that connection. I think they feel like, you know, he's not going to talk to me, or she's not going to say anything to me, and it's a lot of internal dialogue going on. And I think you have to be comfortable with yourself, comfortable with your difference enough, or, you know, just your unique person set or whatever, to even open yourself up to someone else. Because, you know, Leanna and Mike, you know, myself, I refer to myself as Mike.
That's okay.
Leanna and myself,
Charlie,
we didn't think about that. You know, when I seen her, I didn't even see a skin color. I didn't see someone who was older than me. I didn't see any of that. I seen someone who had a similar goal, and maybe we can help each other get there.
Yeah.
That's all I see.
Yeah, and that's exactly what people need to see, I think. It's so limiting to think otherwise.
It really
but I
is.
love what you just said about the internal voice, because that internal voice, that internal critic, man,
He's a monster.
shut that up, man.
He's a monster.
And that's an ongoing challenge, but just, you have to try not to let it jade your opinions of an entire culture or an entire age group, or, you know, you just got to let it go. And that's kind of why we're here, right?
Yeah, and we challenge you to go out there and make a new friend today. Make a new friend who doesn't look like you, doesn't smell like you, doesn't have the same opinions as you.
Yeah.
Make a new friend.
You can learn a lot of stuff.
Harness the power of difference.
So we're going to be doing podcasts on a regular basis. We're going to be doing just him and I having conversations, because trust me, it's entertaining. Not just for him and I. I think you'll actually get a kick out of some of it. It'll be insightful and sometimes challenging and sometimes funny. And we're also going to be working in some pretty interesting interviews, so you got to stay tuned to the Matthews and McGuire show.
Yep.
And then there's that. See? The things you learn about people. I had no idea he had that talent.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we will be back with a new episode very shortly, because today was a really interesting political day, but more on that later.
Tune in.
Come back.